Right, we're back. Now, let's get on with the story. There's an important note for context here. For you see, while in 2021 we know that Age of Empires 4 did happen, in 2007, Age of Empires 3, the Asian Dynasties expansion, was released. Though that it wasn't the end, it would have made quite a good swan song for the franchise. Then, in that same year, Empire Earth 3 was launched. And while I still hope it's not the end, Empire Earth 3 was not the note that I and quite a few others wish that Empire Earth had ended on. Now, I'm not here to say that Empire Earth 3 is a terrible game. Granted, it's the only desktop instalment of Empire Earth that didn't receive an expansion, and, well, that's ultimately a corporate decision. Red Alert 3 got an expansion. But either way, remember how I said that Empire Earth 2 streamlined some points a little bit from what Empire Earth had, to give it a bit more depth and perhaps a little less breadth? Well, Empire Earth 3 goes further. And, well, further cutting back on the breadth and the depth. So, for example, the epochs are reduced from 15 to 5: ancient, medieval, colonial, modern, and future. Maps feel a lot more compressed than Empire Earth 2, let alone Empire Earth. And there are now only 3 resources. Raw materials, which, yes, can be sourced from multiple things like lumber, quarry, fish, that ultimately just go in the same stockpile. Wealth and tech points. And the stockpiles of raw materials are infinite, so just build the gather building, and which, in case you're wondering, adapts to whichever stockpile it's on, and let the automated workers sort everything else out for you. Also, the lackluster AI spends a lot of its time just sitting about. I mean, I remember once I was playing a custom campaign. I was medieval era, and I was against multiple hardest level AI, and they were all future epoch, and I was struggling to lose, even though for story reasons I was trying to lose on purpose. And they weren't even attacking my main base. I had to go out to engage them like Javelineers and Knights versus future tanks, and still they weren't really doing very much. More to and speaking of which, there's no story campaign in Empire Earth 3. There's a turn-based Conquer the World campaign that has not very much depth. It's a bit like the Rise of Nations campaign, but not as interesting. Oh, and the graphics, they are more cartoonish than Red Alert 3. If you like cartoony graphics, fine. Personally, I didn't mind, but I know it turned off a lot of people when it came to Red Alert 3, so yeah, you pretty much need to know what you're in for. And the civilizations are now free. Western, Middle Eastern, and Far Eastern. And yes, you can, in the skirmish mode, if you're starting the game in ages medieval to future, select a different civilization. It's going to fall within one of those three base categories, and all it seems to really give you are starting units and perhaps a few extra technologies researched already, and once the game gets going it's really the same. And the custom civilization creator, which in Empire Earth 1 you'd have a number of points and you could buy various bonuses, abilities that existed in the game and add them to your starting civilization and give it a name. In Empire Earth 2 you could mix and match, naming the cities, the territories, selecting different bonuses and up to 3 unique units from anywhere in the game. In Empire Earth 3 you really just have a loadout screen setting up different starting units. Now it's okay to have an RTS with a small number of civilizations that are very specialized, that are somewhat specialized, but you do need to have enough breadth to give them multiple strategies. After all, the United States of America in Command and Conquer Generals is very techy, but they can do air power, bunkering up, relying on their base defenses. They have certain areas they're less good at, but they're overall, you've got broad play, and the same with China, which is numerous and hard hitting, and the Global Liberation Army, which are nimble and versatile. But all three can adapt their strategies. Empire Earth 3, on the other hand, seems like it took the USA surface reading and called it the West, took the GLA surface reading and called it the Middle East, and took the China surface reading and called it the Far East. And this leads to very simple strategic play. Perhaps it's different in multiplayer, where a human player could probably exploit it, but realistically in the AI, in the single player, you really have only one viable tactic per civilization. The West, sort of keep your friends close and your artillery closer. The Middle East has only stealth and horsepower work. And for the Far East, the more infantry, the merrier. Which leads me to the factor which might be off-putting to many. Yes, there is cringe. In a manner of speaking. Cringe is of course subjective. Which leads on to the first important question at this juncture. Are there problems with judging historic media by current mores? The answer to that is yes. Was Empire Earth 3's humour critiqued in its day? Yes. Now, while the GLA and Command and Conquer Generals being sort of hit and run, stealth based, and having a Middle Eastern aesthetic in the released game, might raise a few eyebrows. At least it makes sense for a guerrilla force to be like that. Now, if you take that faction, one based around stealth and mobility and hit and run tactics, and call them the Middle East, have another faction that's built around having vast human waves, although usually only one with the AI, because as we've discussed it's not very good, and call them the Far East, and have a sort of cutting-edge, high-technology faction and calling them the West. Yeah. This, as you could probably imagine, might raise a few problems. Now, whether you find the taste and humour and style of Empire Earth 3 to be based, cringe, dumb, funny, puerile, whatever, I'm going to show you a selection of clips of Empire Earth 3 made into a little montage with some music I downloaded off Pound 5. Thank you. And I'm going to let you decide how you feel about the game, or at least this aspect of it, for yourselves.
Okay, but I might get a little excited.
You have lovely pies. Are they original?
Just what I prayed for, a killing perch. This elephant is priced to move. My supply of peanuts is running low. Can I help you find something? Charge? No, cash only.
There's only one free consultation left. Oh, be back. No problem at all. The healer is present. Your life energy is strong. Let me give you a hand or two.
I fight so much wine, I must leave. I am a good fighter. Ask my sister.
Told you, I don't sell books. You may speak. What is it you want? Besides that, do you have an order, or do you just like my company? Do I look like someone who waits? My arrows are sharp. Do you have an order, or do you just like my company? Do I look like someone who waits? You should see me under my armor. Quit staring at my bum.
I ride with the wind. It's the bees.
This ain't no talking, Rocket. We shall rob again.
I'm late for my third job. I'm glad you've kept me abreast. Have you read my book, An Army of One? They are real and spectacular.
Lovely master. Your monster is ready.
I'll get started right away, Tom. I was just chatting with the board of directors. Well, I do have a few jobs on the go. No, I was just talking to the little people.
Nice to move. Can I help you find something? Thank you. Come again.
I love it when you get bossy. Roger that. In these shoes, take a picture. It'll last longer. You can look, but don't touch. These guns are real. I copy you. In these shoes, someone needs a spanking. Read you 5 by 5. You can look, but don't touch. Read you 5 by 5. Take a picture. It'll last longer. These guns are real. Engaging, but never engaged.
Maybe that end clip gave away how I felt, but more to the point, I'm not saying I didn't have fun. And I'm not here to get offended for other people. And I do probably have a higher cringe tolerance, or at least a high one. But it's just fair to let people know what they're getting into. And, well, my enjoyment of Empire Earth 3 just felt a bit like a bucket of popcorn chicken. You eat it, tastes good that moment, yeah, kind of forgettable after that. And, well, having played Empire Earth and Empire Earth 2, it might well be disappointing with the sort of, well, style, the dumbed down mechanics, and lackluster gameplay. Hence why I've been waiting and hoping for Empire Earth 4. For Empire Earth's story feels akin to a fable. Empire Earth was not for everyone, but it did what it loved, and it did it well, and gained the admiration of those who liked what it did. You know, it, as it say, filled a niche, satisfied a demand. You know, it made adjustments, and it kept to what it was good at, and what it did, and what it loved, and what it did well. And then went out, leaving its niche behind to try and find wider acclaim, only to lose both. And now, well, I'm just hoping that it's not the end. And who knows, maybe it won't be. I mean, RTS as a genre is kind of reviving with new releases like Age of Empires 4, Iron Harvest. You know, with the franchise, if the genre makes a comeback, well, perhaps Rebellion Developments or whoever now owns the franchise IP for Empire Earth could revive it. There's always hope. And thank you for joining me today. If you like what I do, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, even download my stories and songs from my website, link in the description. But more than anything, it was lovely having you here.